everyone and wish you all a happy and prosperous 2023. So if we talk of the financial markets from here on, we have to be reminded that last year, same time, the global markets were voicing their concern about high inflation. And we saw central banks acting against high inflation by aggressive rate hikes. Those rate hikes have raised another concern, which is the recessionary environment in the developed economies and the impact of that globally. Today, financial markets are expecting 80% probability of recession in near future in Europe and 65% in US. Obviously, India in those terms have fared well because we continue to grow at over 6.5% in next financial year. Also, IMF expected to grow at 6.1%, and which has resulted in an outperformance in our market. That outperformance has resulted in we being slightly expensive relative to our past averages. However, with the strong macro fundamentals which our economy has witnessed, I think we are relatively rightly priced, I would say, rather than being expensive. Obviously, with the amount of destruction which the world has seen in other places in terms of the drawdowns, there is a possibility that we may not see a kind of return which we have seen in past, and there could be moderation, but I think there will be a positive upward bias for the market, especially if I look at the season, the result season which is on the way. We are expecting the sales growth to continue and the margin moderation which some of the companies or sectors had seen in last 2 quarters to reverse. And I think that will set the tone for the market going forward. Of course, we have budget and other RBI and Fed meeting. So we have a very busy next 1.5 months with all this, and that all will determine the markets. However, I think if we look at the trend, the market has seen a leadership from large cap, and in large cap also the banks which were leading the pack. I think that will continue. This quarter also the highest EPS upgrades should come from the banks, and if bank perform, then is when we will see the Nifty EPS trending towards 1,000, and I think it would be a good milestone. Other than that, I think the interest rates which have been hiked quite aggressively, we expect interest rates to moderate from here, as in the rate hikes to moderate from here, and which will give a hope that probably the inflation is also moderating, and which will be supportive for equity markets from here. However, we are not expecting a rate cut, so to say, but I think if we if the rates are maintained, that itself is a high probability, especially if I talk of the Indian markets, because of the growth which we are witnessing. So overall, I think a stable outlook. We are expecting markets to be stable. Yes, there could be some amount of induced volatility, but nothing more than that. And as the result season unfold, that will determine the next course from here. So with that, I'll end there, and we will come back with our next update.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.